So yesterday, after a lot of messing about, and I mean a lot of messing about, over a month, to get a transfer case here from New Jersey to my place, the United States. It's getting really ridiculous doing cross-border trading now. Just the paperwork from Canadian Customs, not Canadian Customs, Canadian Brokerage Service cost $400. That's ridiculous. Anyway, well, I think it actually was more than that. Anyway, a little backstory about this one, because this is interesting. We don't usually get Disco 2 boxes in. The Disco 2s have all just about disappeared. But this one's interesting because this one's got a diff lock in it. What's interesting about that? Well, because it had traction control, the Disco 2, at first they put a diff lock in. And then they thought, oh, you got traction control, you don't need a diff lock. So they took it out. And then on the later ones, they put the diff lock back in. Logic, eh? So, well, that was because the traction control didn't always work. You know the Three Amigos lights on the dash? So we can see there's some bolts missing here out of the high-low shifter. And this is because probably it had another linkage on the top or a plate. But if you can see this bracket here, this is different as well because the shift was operated by cable. That's what this bracket would have been here for. They're cable operated, not direct linkages off the V8. Now it's in remarkably nice clean condition. This is the way I like to get gearboxes and transfer cases, nice and clean. You can see what's something that's a little bit odd down here. Let's do a zoom if we can. You see it's got two switches. Now this switch here is usually for the high and low, but this here is usually for your detent switch. Not a switch, your detent, the one that was leaking the other week. Unusual. I'm looking forward to seeing what's in there. And also we've got another switch here. Now on the automatics, on the Discos and Range Rover automatics with these boxes in, they had an interlock so that this high, if you wanted to shift it between high and low range, you had to have it in neutral, and that's what this switch detected. Whether they've done away with that, I do not know. Right, so that's a little bit about the box. So let me read out what he's going to do. I'm putting this LT230 back into my Discovery 2. It will be connected to a GM 6L80 automatic transmission with a GM LS motor. I just need it to handle the assumed 350 horsepower and be very strong to run 33-inch wheels and tyres. Please let me know if you typically recommend any gear changes. I defer to your expertise. Well, I haven't done one like that before, and I did a little bit of homework on this and found out something interesting. He said the D2 will be running 90% on the road with some light trailering and camping. No rock crawling or serious off-roading planned. Well, that's a good thing. Now, 33-inch wheels or 33-inch diameter tyres. To fit 33-inch tyres on the Land Rover Discovery 2, a minimum of a 3-inch lift is generally recommended for reliable clearance without major trimming, although some owners have achieved a fitment with a 2-inch lift combined with modifications. I hate lifts. They throw all the steering and it causes all sorts of vibration problems. If you don't buy everything to go with it, it can get expensive. Also, this is an interesting factoid I found out the other day. The LT230 was rated for a maximum of 300 to 400 foot-pounds of torque, which roughly corresponds to approximately 150 to 200 brake horsepower, or they can crack the casings. Now, if you've had any private emails from me recently, in the footer of my emails, I always say that anything that we do heavy duty is to prolong the gearbox life or the transfer box life, not specifically for making it heavy duty to put more power through. And even if you look through Ashcroft's terms and conditions, they say just about the same thing. It's not for making it heavy duty to put more power through, but basically for longevity. Remember that, longevity. You want them to last a long time. You don't want to take them in and out every 5 minutes. But for putting more power through, I'm not so sure. Now these boxes, this Disco 2 box here, has had some different ribs put on. Now is this for strength or for keeping it quiet? I've read two different arguments on that, I'm not sure. But apart from that, it just looks like a regular LT230. So what we're going to do is pull it to bits, because one of the things he's got an opportunity to fit is an Ashcroft AATB, and just by a coincidence, a chap out, I think he's in Nevada or somewhere out west, he bought the wrong AATB. Now there is two types, and he bought it for an early box because the gears inside, which I'll just show you later, are different. So I knew this was coming up, so instead of sending the old one back, I put them in touch with each other and said, why don't you buy it off this chap out west, and then he can buy another one from Ashcroft. But anyway, so that's the less of this rambling. We're going to sort of pull this to bits so we can get a look inside it. I hope there's no oil in it. I never checked that when it was outside, but I doubt it. I doubt it's got oil in it, but we'll find out.